Hey everybody, welcome to our team call for Tuesday, August 22nd. And for tonight's team call, I want to talk to you guys about my friend Rachel. I met Rachel a year ago, actually. A year ago, we started the Core de Force test group. And I would watch this girl's social media page. I'm like, how does she do it? It's like everything that she posts, she's got like thousands of people commenting on it. I'm like, I'm here happy if I got like 2 comments on a post, but she's amazing. So she's a wife. She's always working out with her husband, who also had a killer transformation with Core de Force. She's a mom of 2 with another baby on the way in 16 days. So guys, I want to welcome Rachel Pipes Allen to the call. Rachel is a 5-star diamond coach. She was an elite coach in 2015, premier coach in 2014. She's a Success Club 10 legend and has been in Success Club for the last 51 months. So Rachel, would you take it away?
Thank you so much, Audrey. Hi guys, how are you? So I have a couple of tips. You guys can get your notepads out or whatever, or you can just listen back to this recording because I kind of talk fast, so I'm going to apologize in advance. And so I'm just going to jump right in. So I started coaching 4 years ago. When I started, I had a social media page of about 200. I'm pretty sure at that point in time, like, I think I even would say stuff like, there's no way I'm going to add people from my high school because I didn't speak to those people back then anyway, so I'm not going to speak to them now. And then I started coaching and I was like, well, I guess I'll add everybody. So I went from 200 people, my friends list, to 4,100, I think at this point. I definitely did not start out with a whole bunch of people commenting and following me and whatever, and that's definitely grown over time. So my first tip is actually don't get discouraged by trying to use social media or Facebook in general, because it does take time. The algorithm is, sketchy at most. I still to this day get way more comments on non-Beachbody related posts, but that's okay because they're going to see the Beachbody related posts as well when you post about non-Beachbody related stuff and they comment and like. So I don't know if you guys know the algorithm at all for Facebook, but basically if Facebook notices that people like and comment on your pictures, for instance, they're going to show pictures to those people that like and comment more often. And if they notice that these people are liking more of your text posts, they're going to show those text posts to more people more often, and so on and so forth. So if you stay consistent, then it's going to eventually grow. And so if you were to go back, and sometimes I do this on my team page, if you were to go back and look at my very first couple of Beachbody posts, they're almost like beat your head against the desk terrible. Like, it's like, hey guys, I'm doing insanity. Here's my Beachbody link. Who wants to join me? But you just eventually kind of get better at that and get more creative and more traction, which gives you more confidence, I feel like, in the long run. So that's number 1. Number 2, choose a social media and stick to it until you master it, and then move on to the next one. So I know there's a lot of people that are like getting in to Beachbody and they're like, I need to do Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram stories and Instagram and Pinterest and a blog. Calm down. Like, choose one of them and go with it. So I have chosen Facebook. And actually, at this point, I kind of need to let it go a little bit and move on to my next platform that I want to use, because I've dabbled in Instagram for a little bit and I'm getting a little bit more traction over there. But because I have so much traction on Facebook, that's my comfort zone, and I stay on Facebook more often because I like the likes and comments, right? And so I need to just kind of let that go and move on. So find one that you love and you think that you like are going to be super good at. Go on YouTube and watch a whole bunch of videos about it, and then apply those. If you choose Facebook, then you can apply these tips. Number 3, choose content that's relatable to you and that's relatable to your market. This is going to be super easy for you if you've done avatar training. So there's actually a PDF. You can Google avatar training, And there will be like a PDF that comes out, and it's basically like an entire list of literally everything. And I went so in depth on this avatar training that I like have a picture of a girl. That's my avatar. Her name is Emily. She has 2 kids. Like this is, and whatever. And the questions get super in depth, which is actually kind of scary. Some of them, because some of it's like, what does your avatar, what scares your avatar? And so then you kind of have to really think in your head, like, what scares you as a person, and explore those so that you can talk to your avatar when you're talking on social media. I do what I call Me Too posts often, which gets a lot of people that are on my social media who are my avatar very interested in what I have to say. So a Me Too post might talk about my anxiety and how I had used to have anxiety attacks. Probably like 1 year into my coaching business when I wasn't really drinking Shakeology like I should have been drinking Shakeology. So then you kind of can spin that and talk about how since I've been drinking Shakeology more often, I don't have those panic attacks anymore, blah, blah, blah. I mean, don't try to diagnose someone on social media with whatever. Some people need medication and things like that. But just putting that out there that I have an anxiety issue, there was so many people that were like, oh my gosh, I have an anxiety issue too. So then it's a Me Too post. And so then those people relate to you more, and they're going to stick around on your social media page and want to know what you are doing. Like if I don't post on social media for some reason, like 2 days in a row, somebody messages me because they're like, is everything okay? Where are you? What is going on? Whatever. Because they get used to those posts and they get used to that friendship vibe. And I've even had people that like, when I tell them happy birthday, they'll like say, oh my God, Rachel Pipes Allen said happy birthday to me. Oh, I thought you were like a celebrity. I can't believe it. I literally just squealed to my husband. I'm like, that's a normal human being. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, so Me Too posts, and then do this avatar training if you haven't done it yet, because it really is super eye-opening. I have like an entire list of things that I like to talk about that's related to me and I know is related to my crowd versus just throwing out whatever that might not be something that is interesting to me. So let's see, number 4, stick to an 80-20 and sometimes even 90-10 percentage in regards to call to action posts. I don't consider a call to action post a workout photo or a selfie or something like that, because I do that every day, no matter what. But nobody wants to be bombarded with Beachbody and Shakeology every day as it is. And so people will start to unfollow you if that ratio is not good. And you can always tell when there's somebody new that's just joined a multi-level marketing company, because it's literally like, hi friends, this is what I sell all day, every single day. This is the only thing that I have available for you, and I have zero content of anything else. And then you immediately want to be like, oh my God, stop with that, So don't be that person. If you don't like it, which I'm assuming nobody would, because nobody wants to be sold to, then don't give that out. So 80-20, 90-10. I actually had a group that I'm in, somebody talk about, I feel like she was trying to be like super sneaky with the way she did it to see how people reacted to it. But she was like, I just started selling this new product. So if I happen to message you guys and it's not something that you want, I'm sorry. I don't know who's all in this group. And I know it's not allowed to be messaging people in this group, but, I'm just really excited about it. And I just want to whatever. And I commented like, look, keep your social media 90-10, 80-20, and you should be good. And a girl commented underneath me and was like, Rachel, I think that your social media is probably the least salesy social media I've ever seen in my life. And I really look forward to your posts, and never once do I feel like you try to sell to me ever. So people need to take your advice. And so that made me feel pretty good, because that's my goal. I don't want to, come off as that skeezy Beachbody coach that's trying to make you work on your postpartum body or whatever the case is. I just read a blog about that recently. So Okay. Let's see. Number 5, when doing a call to action, make sure to put message or comment. And then that way you can go back, even if nobody comments, and you can say something like, I got so many messages, so I'm going to open up 2 more slots. Now you can message or comment again. And that kind of just makes it seem like your group is filling up, whether it is or not. It makes you sound more successful. It makes you sound more, more successful. So you have credibility. And so then if you give them that option and it doesn't work out, like there's no comments, you can still put on the air that things are going well in your business, kind of a fake it like you make it, or fake it till you make it type thing. And continue to be able to build that traction on your social media. People like to answer questions, so you have to ask questions, but don't make it weird. And by that, I mean, I can always tell when there's a new coach that gets the training for like what to post groups, because they'll say stuff like, do you like cottage cheese? Yes or no? Or crunchy or smooth peanut butter? Like, who cares if somebody likes crunchy or smooth peanut butter, guys? But if you go to my page right now, I just posted right before this video about how my son Liam asked about someone who was going through a divorce. And that has gotten a whole bunch of traction. And it's actually relevant. Like, those people are actually pouring out their feelings to me, and I'm able to go back and comment on that stuff instead of just, do you like peanut butter? Do you wear socks to bed? Do you wear a bra to bed? Like, nobody cares about that. So some posts that have gotten a lot of traction recently are like, I'm about to have a baby, so my insurance is going to pay for a breast pump. Which breast pump should I give? And I put 2 or 3 on there. So also, if you can notice, I tried to go through and actually comment on those people's posts, or when they talk back. So if you notice, there's always a reply from me, because I think that people appreciate seeing that when they comment on your thing and then you just don't respond to them. I feel like it's just kind of like, okay, well, why would I comment again? Like, we're supposed to be social and have a conversation here. So there you go. Hold on, I have to exit the full screen to get back to my thing. Okay. All right. So ask questions, don't make it weird. All right, next one. Try not to get too political unless that's part of your avatar. And I say try not to get too political because I have kind of broken my rule a little bit this year. But I personally feel like if there is something that I just can't get over about someone else, then there's no point in me trying to work with them as a Beachbody coach or whatever. It's not a body to me anymore. Like, it's not just like oh, well, whatever. It's a sale. A sale is a sale. Like, I used to think, don't really talk about your political background because you wouldn't want to alienate almost half of the United States or whatever the case is. And at this point, I'm kind of like, well, maybe I just don't really want to work with those people anyway if they're super hateful. So I post a little bit, especially social justice type things, every once in a while if it's something really important to me. And I think that that's actually something that you should do if you have strong feelings towards it, because you'll actually find more people that are like you, and therefore more people that are going to be friends with you on your team when you're building coaches, versus not having anything in common with people and you're just signing up a coach just to sign up a coach. So I've actually deleted some people that I don't agree with, and whatever. I have if people are like too negative, I'll just delete them. But I'm also at 4,000 some odd friends, so I kind of want to be a little more choosy so that I don't max out my friends list with people that don't agree with what I agree with. Okay, next one, quality over quantity with your posts. So a lot of people always stress out, like especially if they're not into social media, and they'll just stress out and be like, well, I can't post 3 to 5 times a day. I have to work and I have a kid and I have this and I have that. Okay, so calm down. Don't post 3 to 5 times a day. Just post actual quality so that when you do post, it's getting seen and you're not working too hard for whatever. So today I posted a lot. If you go back and look, sorry. That's not a good example. But my kids just went back to school, so I'm pretty bored during the day. So if you don't have the time, then plan out your week in advance is what I tell my working coaches. And then that way you know that you're getting in those like jabs throughout the thing, and then you follow up with the right hook one time a week, whether it's a coaching post or a call to action post for your challenge group or whatever the case is. So you're keeping that 80-20, but you're also not just like throwing random stuff up wherever. And then that also like it allows your post to get seen more. So my husband did an eclipse breakfast for the boys the other day, and so I talked about how they did like an eclipse thing, and he did like a dark side of the moon milk or whatever. It got some decent traction that day, but it got even more traction the next day. So I don't know if like Facebook kind of like pulled a solar eclipse type draw, and so more of those posts got seen, or if people just happened across it more because it was also in the morning 24 hours later, or what it was. But the next day we still had people liking and commenting and talking about how they also did that for their kid or whatever the case is. So, you know, if you plan out your stuff, then you're going to have good content throughout, and it doesn't have to be like just fluffy, you know, crunchy or smooth peanut butter. Okay. And then, like I said, when Audrey showed the my page, but always make sure to respond back to people on social media, answer their questions, etc., because it is social media. There's like nothing that I hate more when I see top coaches have so many comments on their social media pages and then like no responses whatsoever underneath them. Like they don't ever go back. Like they'll ask this important question and then all these people are giving their advice, and then nobody, like she doesn't, like they don't go back and actually say, oh, that's a really great idea. Thank you so much. It literally takes no time to do that, honestly. But it makes them feel good, and it makes them want to continue following you because you're actually speaking to them again. If you've asked a question, I would expect a response. If I ask Audrey a question in person, she's going to give me a response back, right? So same thing. Like we would want to have a conversation. So I like having conversations on social media. That also makes it much easier for me to go back and have a conversation in a message, because if there's like a long back and forth on my replies, then I can then go in and be like, hey, I just want to say thank you so much for commenting what you commented on my, you know, divorce posts or whatever that I just posted. That was really brave of you to share on social media. So thank you so much for doing that. And then you are able to actually say, how have you been? What are you doing? And then you're not being that weird coach that's like, hey girl, I'm having a new challenge group. Who wants to join me? And then you've never actually spoken to this person before, right? And then my last tip before I give you like some action steps is don't chase trends, be you consistently. So when I first started coaching, my coach suggested that I go through and find who like the top 5 coaches were at the time and start following them for inspiration, which is great for a new coach. But it kind of became like, then I was becoming Anita Myron, or then I was becoming Raina Odell, which these were actually top coaches on our team. So that's why I'm throwing their names out. But so I like started following them and then taking all of my inspiration from them. And so then it kind of was just like, I was this like it wasn't who I was. Like, I'm not into, you know, yoga, or I'm not into that, but I was like doing yoga poses like Anita was, or I was talking about tattoos, and I don't even have any tattoos, like Raina does, or whatever the case is. So just find the things that you like. You can do this by doing the avatar training, and then be you. because there's nothing better than finding you coaches who are all actually wanting, friendship and whatever through you, right? Like Audrey, I actually love that your posts with your girls, like, and you all like have the same like exotic hair and whatever, and you guys all have your little hot curvy bodies and whatever. Like you have found like a group of girls that are all just like you, and I love that, and so that is so like me and my coaches were just pretty much hot messes, and we don't ever wear makeup, and we don't, we like, have serious mom bellies and things like that. But, that's who we are. So it is what it is. So those are my tips. And then I just want to give you a little bit of action steps if you want to explore Facebook and Facebook groups more, which is I have built my entire team from all over the country. I actually don't have a local team at all. When I first started coaching, I lived in Omaha and I didn't have any friends. So I had joined a mom's group, and that's actually where all of my coaches when I first started came from, because we had just had our babies and we were all trying to lose baby weight. And so I was running these little accountability groups, and my coach saw that and was like, hey, why don't you do what I do as a coach? And I was like, sure, whatever that is. And I just signed up and I just kind of went from there. So I have actually used groups to build my entire business. So I don't have family that's a coach. My husband's a coach, obviously, but like my in-laws are not coaches. My cousins are not coaches. My sisters are not coaches, nothing like that. Like, in fact, everybody thinks I'm crazy, but it is what it is. So I was going to give you guys some tips on groups, because there's nothing that I hate more than when I'm in a group legitimately like making friends and building relationships. And there's obviously a Beachbody coach in there that's just trying to like go through and add a whole bunch of friends and, drop and run kind of thing. So write down a list of 5 things that you love doing. So for me, Harry Potter, I love Harry Potter. I'm a planner girl. I'm a planner girl, so I love planners. I love baseball. I love Big Brother, things like that. Okay, so pick your 5 things, and you can actually go through and search in the search bar on Facebook, and you can just put in, see, Harry Potter is the best. You can just put in Harry Potter, for instance, and then you can find all these groups that are Harry Potter related. Now, some of them are a little crazy. Like if the group has like 40,000 million people in it, that's kind of most of the time that's way too difficult to try and pull real genuine relationships out of. So I try to like stick with more of a lower group, because then you start recognizing those people's names more often and you're able to like and comment on those things. So when you go into the group, don't go in Beachbody guns blazing. Like, don't go into the group and be like, hey guys, I love Harry Potter so much and fitness. Add me as a friend and da-da-da-da-da. Like, no one cares. No one's going to want to do that. They're going to probably talk crappy about you. They're not going to want to spend any time with you because they think that you're just going to sell them something, right? So instead, just go in and be you. So for me, that is, I use the F word a lot. And so when I talk on Facebook or in groups specifically, because my husband's grandparents on my actual Facebook page, I try not to curse on that one. But when I'm in these groups, I'm just myself. And so I'll drop an F-bomb every once in a while, or I'll say whatever. And I'm just pretty crass and, sarcastic and whatever. So eventually I add them as friends, and this is like it sometimes takes a while. And that's okay with me because I don't work. So I can kind of just spend time being in groups. If that's something that you don't feel like you can give a full time to, then don't worry about it right away. It's something that you can just kind of slowly build up to. But I actually spend a little bit of time, even if it's like 20 minutes at night before you go to bed, you can like scroll the group, like it, comment on the first couple, like first 5 posts, and then move on. And just keep doing that over the course of a couple of months. You're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to start recognizing somebody else's name in the group, and they're going to obviously start recognizing your name. At that point, I add them as a friend. If they say something like I'm in a library group, like a book reading group or whatever. And so one time there was a thing, it was like, show me your shelfie. And so they wanted pictures of your bookshelves, right? So I posted my bookshelves, and some girl was like, oh, I've read that book. Oh, I've read that book. Oh my gosh, we have a whole bunch of books in common. That person, I'm in a friend request, right? Because if we have books in common, we probably already have something else in common as well. So that's going to be something that's not going to be weird. It's not going to have somebody like wondering why you're sending them a friend request. It's pretty obvious I'm sending them a friend request because we have books in common, right? And so I've never once had someone be like, hi, why are you friending me? Because they know my name, and I've spent time getting to know them in the group where it's not weird. And then I'm able to bring them over to my personal page, and again, still not sell them anything. Like I don't ever add somebody and then immediately go, hey girl, so what are your health and fitness goals? Like, I don't do that at all. I just continue the relationship. I call it, I glitter them with comments. So if there's any guys in here, I'm sure they're like, I'm not going to glitter somebody with comments. But I just like go to their page occasionally, like write their name down, and then I go to their page occasionally and I'll just like and comment on some stuff, or, you know, this and that, just so that they see that I'm like invested in the relationship with them. And so they'll see your personal page once you add them as a friend, and then relate more to you, right? Because probably something, if you have one thing in common, you're probably going to have something else in common. And then that's how the relationship builds. And it's like super organic instead of being creepy and weird. And nobody wants to, you know, get those kind of messages. Nobody likes those kind of messages. And I hear it all the time. Like, oh my God, another Beachbody coach sent me a message wanting to know about XYZ. And I just cringe because I'm like, I know that's what Carl talks about. Like, Carl wants us to send out these donuts and things like that. And it's just something that I haven't been able to do yet because I have ran my business this way and it's worked really well. So I don't mind putting in a little more extra work if nobody has ever said Rachel's weird or creepy, or I hated getting messages from this because it made me feel like she just wanted to sell something to me, you know. Instead, they're like, this is actually a, you know, genuine person, and I feel like I want to be friends with her. And so when I start talking about my struggles and my me toos, and they have the same struggles and the same kind of me toos, they're probably going to want to reach out to me about what I have to offer for them, right? And so that kind of works. If you can't find a group that you want to join, then make your own. So I used to reread Harry Potter every year. And so, I don't know, like back in 2014, I was like, hey guys, I'm about to start rereading Harry Potter. Does anybody want to join me? And a whole bunch of people were like, yeah, sure. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to make a group. So I made a group, and then there ended up being like 100 and some odd people in there. And so I was like, hey guys, we have like 100 people in here. Does anybody want to share this group on their Facebook page and see if we can get more people? And so now there's like 700 or 800 people in this group. It's kind of slacked off because I've been busy. But when it first started, like that was a really easy way for me to add new friends. I knew they liked Harry Potter. So as they came in, as I added them to the group, I just hit add as a friend, you know, in that situation. Same with Big Brother. Like we watch Big Brother. I have a group for Big Brother. And, you know, so we talk about that on Wednesdays and Thursdays and Sundays. And it's just easy way for them to like get who I am as a person. And it's something that they like, and then it's fun for everybody. And again, you just say, hey, if you want to, you know, if you have any friends that also like Big Brother, then add them in here. Like friend request. So anyway, yeah. So those are my tips. Hopefully that helps you guys. I'm reading your comments now. You're welcome, Rosie. I know, like, honestly, there's some friends of mine that are so good at the cold invite, and I just wish that I could be that person, and I'm just not. And I feel like maybe if I were that person, I could have built this like crazy, huge, spectacular business by now. And so I should try that a little bit more. But for now, I'm okay growing a little bit slower, but like also feeling like I'm doing it genuinely and I'm not just selling a product. I'm selling, sharing what I have to offer and sharing my story and making genuine relationships. So there you go.
I love that, Rachel, because that's actually how I also build the business. The donuts make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
But I will note that, and I'm sure you're like that too, you are very proactive though at finding new people.
Yeah.
Building those relationships. And then that leads to your invitations, which leads to your success club.
Exactly. And I do honestly get a good amount of traction on social media through my call to action posts in general. So I don't have to rely on inviting every single month. Like I don't have to rely on personal inviting every single month. It's usually like the months that are slower that I'm like, okay, let me go through my follow-up list and find some people. And at that point, then, I do send those messages out. I have zero qualms with sending out a message from someone from 2.5 years ago that wanted to join my challenge group and then still has not ever, but is all in all of my free groups or whatever the case is. I have no problem sending that message out and being like, hey girl, I know that you were interested XYZ ago. I'm doing this now. I would love to have you in, blah, blah, blah. But to just add a new person as a friend and then be like, hey, Erica, so do you want to join my challenge group? And I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that. What do you mean by 90-10 or 80-20 with your posting? Okay, so 90 or 80% just you and 10 to 20% actual Beachbody related stuff. Like I said, I don't consider a workout selfie or something like that a 10 or 20% thing. That's a 90%, 80% thing, because that is who I am as a person. I do work out every single day. If you don't see my workout selfie on my page, then I haven't done a workout that day, basically. So it's either it's a video with me and my kids, it's a video with me and my husband, it's a picture, whatever on Snapchat. When I had Energize, I always do rap videos with my Energize, or things like that. We don't have Energize right now, so I have to get some more. So that's how you know that I'm actually being a product of the product, I guess you could say. So I don't consider that post a call to action post. I might use it as a call to action post later, but that's one of my 90s or my 80s. It's not one of my 10s. So don't think that if you can only post 3 times a day, that your post can't be about your workout, because that's just who you are now, right? So.
Yeah, and she definitely does work out every day, because she's one of the first ones to close her rings. I'm like, let me go get moving.
That's funny that you say that, because you're always the one that finishes the workout first thing in the morning. And I'm like, geez, Audrey's already awake.
Really good info. Does anyone have any questions? I'm getting good feedback, Rachel, on the side.
Good.
Yeah.
And you guys are welcome to follow me if you want to. I don't usually I don't actually add you as a friend anymore if you're already a coach. So just follow. All of my posts are always public, so you can always comment and whatever on there if you want to, need to, or anything like that. And then you can always message me. How do I recruit coaches? Can tell you that I need to work more on that right now. Okay, actually, this is something I was just talking to one of my coaches about. So back in the day, I used to recruit like nobody's business. I signed up in April of 2013 and did Insanity. And so in July, T25 came out. And so I basically finished Insanity, and then T25 came out. And so I literally signed 13 coaches that month and went diamond, because I had that transformation. And then I was basically just able to say, guys, I just worked out for an hour and a half for this transformation. Now I can do it in 25 minutes, pretty much. And so I was literally talking to anybody and everybody at that time. At the time, we didn't have club membership. So I gave them the Tommy Migrant 5-step process. And I don't know if you guys have that on your, well, I'm sure you do somewhere. So basically every single time I get to the, okay, great, you're ready to buy a challenge pack, then I would say, here's your 2 options. You can A, sign up as a coach and earn a 25% discount and get 25% commission off of everything you sell. Or you can sign up as a customer and you'll waive the right to all future discounts and commission opportunities. Is that a little bit of a fib? Maybe, because technically you can still sign up as a coach later. But most people at the time were like, awesome, yeah, I'll just do the discount, right? You know, but that kind of built a bit of a skeleton downline. So I don't necessarily recommend that at this point in time. So after leadership this last year, when everybody was talking about the vital process and how you need to get them in your challenge groups and whatever, I actually really embraced the 10% discount with the club memberships. And I didn't sign anybody up as coaches, because I was like, here guys, here's this 10% discount that you get. And there's no point in you signing up as a coach if you're not going to want to work the business. And so my coaching signups kind of fell off at that point. And so I need to get back to talking about the business more, because I do think this business is life-changing, and I think that it is something for everyone, and I think that anybody can do it. I am literally a nobody. I don't have friends. I really don't. Like, I don't know a lot of people, whatever, but I did this business, so I think that anybody can do this business. And so, yeah, so that's something that I need to do. If I do coaching call to action posts, there was actually one a couple of weeks ago, and you can probably go back. That was a pretty good one. Normally I don't get that much traction on it, but it was actually like a meme that said something like, oh, you still think that network marketing is a pyramid scheme? That's okay. There's still people out there that are printing off MapQuest directions or something like that. And so that actually got people talking a lot. And I just kind of shared my story about it and how I used to, my husband only gets paid once a month, and we would have all of our bills paid, but like that was no extra stuff that we could do for their family. And so when I signed up as a coach, my coach said something like, you can earn $250 to $500 a month after 6 to 9 months if you do what I tell you to do. And I remember telling my husband, like, Aaron, I can earn this amount of money. And he was so skeptical. And he's like, whatever, if you could just earn $100 a month, that'd be great. So stubborn me was like, okay. So I like jumped right into the trainings. I mean, my coach was basically like, the training is going to be like, this day's training is going to be up for 24 hours. After that, it's going to disappear and you're never going to get it again and whatever. So I literally would like wake up every morning at 7 o'clock, go feed my kids and sit in my bathroom with my computer and do whatever the assignment was. I'm just that kind of person. Since then, I have not found that many people that are like that. Well, honestly, Audrey, she wasn't going to get rid of the stuff either, which I found out later. It was just like a way to just be like, here, cut the BS. Like, this is what you need to do to be successful. And I was that 100% like, this is what I have to do. So I'm going to do this no matter what, And so I just kind of jumped in and, did all that stuff. So I talked about that. I shared my story. I said how I started replacing my teaching salary within a year and this and that, whatever. And there was actually a lot of people that came off of that. So they are now in sneak peeks that I have. And anybody that's got a really big transformation in my challenge groups, then obviously I'm going to reach out to them more often. A lot of times they're still like, oh, I don't think there's something that I can do. I still have so much weight to lose. And I'm like, oh my God, have you seen me? Like, I have weight to lose too. It's fine. So it takes time. I would just say keep going and don't give up on them and write their names down. That's really bad. Like, I'm such a sapphire personality type, and I'm just like, everything is so much fun, and I just love talking to people on social media. And then I don't actually write their names down. So then, like, 4 months later, I'll like look through messages and be like, oh my God, I was supposed to send that girl a link. Like, hey, Audrey, how are you? Were you still interested in this group? So yeah, so there you go. Any other questions?
I don't see you go live often.
I don't. I was actually just talking to Erin about this because I know there's so many people that are like, you get way more traction by going live. And here's the thing. I am so boring. Especially right now because I am 9.5 months pregnant, and I literally, like, I dropped my kids off at school today and I took a nap until I had to go to the doctor, and then I came back and I took another nap, and then I took a bath, and then I cooked dinner. Like, there is nothing to go live about. But all that said, I plan on, once the baby's born, kind of doing like little like mom hacks. Like, these are my mom hacks for the week, or this is a product I just started using and do I like it or don't like it, or whatever the case is. I'd also like to get a blog going because we really decorated her room super cute, and I kind of want to start a blog about that. And things. So thanks, Erica. Also, I will say I have 0 attention span. Like, it's probably the size of a gnat, unless it's like Game of Thrones, and then I'll sit there and watch that all night. But, so literally every single time somebody else's live feed comes up on my phone and I get the notification, I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Or like, Chris Downing had apparently this like really amazing video that he did. And so Leslie posted it in our team page, and all these comments were like, oh my God, yes, it was so good. It's so amazing. XYZ, this and that. And so I clicked on it and I was like, with full intention of watching it. And then I paused it and saw that it was 38 minutes long. And I was like, no time for that. So I feel like maybe my avatar also doesn't have time to sit there and watch a live video. Every once in a while, my husband and I will just get on there and do stuff. We haven't done that since I've been pregnant because we usually drink while we do it, and we just kind of talk and laugh and make fun of each other and joke around and whatever. We've done like some movie reviews and stuff like that. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to say. It makes me so annoyed when new people sign up as coaches and all of a sudden they're like, well, I have to wreck my business because I'm a boss babe. So I don't watch TV anymore, and I don't watch movies anymore, and I have no time to read books except for personal development, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm like, who are you as a human being? Like, I literally watch TV 14 hours a day, probably. And I feel like that's like more relatable to people. I don't know. So anyway, yeah. So we would do like movie reviews every once in a while or things like that. I think I bought like nail spray polish. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And I did that live, and that actually got a lot of traction. But I just haven't. I don't know. I'm just boring right now. I just want to sleep all day. So
I don't think anybody found you boring tonight. And I just want to acknowledge you for, even though you're about to pop, all the energy and fun you brought to our team call tonight and all of the great tips. Seriously, guys, if you haven't gone to check out her Facebook page, it's like, I'm like, what the heck? It's like everything she posts, it's like hundreds of comments. She is very engaging. And when you've built your social media that way, you are building great relationships. It's just part of what you're doing. And that's why she's been able to be so successful in her business. She's very social.
Thank you. Avatar training, I'm not sure what that is called. If you put in avatar training on Google, there should be a PDF that comes up, or like, what is my avatar, maybe. And then Crystal is asking for my number 1 or 2 tips. So like the actual number 1 or 2. That was, don't get discouraged. It's going to take time to build a Facebook following. So like, even though if you post like a really awesome thing that you think is going to get so much traction and it literally bombs, whatever, it doesn't. And then choose a social media and stick with it. So whether it's Facebook or Snapchat or Instagram or whatever, then yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like coming up with like Avatar the movie, because I think there's supposed to be a second one now. I don't know, but it's somewhere. Avatar training, or what is my avatar, or personality avatar, something like, kind of do different ones like that if Audrey doesn't have it. All right. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you.
You guys are welcome to message me if you have any other questions and whatever.
Yeah, I want to hear about the groups that you guys are going to join now.
Yeah, but don't come into my groups because I'm already in. Oh, my number one big tip: stop going to fitness groups, guys.
Yes.
Don't do it. There's already 40 million Beachbody coaches in there. We don't need you in these groups. Like, find just different organic whatever groups to join, because that's it's way better. Also, if you have a like page, stop using fitness as a tag for your groups, or for your like page, because then you're just finding more of us Beachbody coaches instead of actually finding people that might be interested in the Real Fit Housewife, for instance. That's what Leslie, my coach Leslie is. And, so she is like fashion and fit and whatever, but she doesn't pull in fitness people. That just is organically involved. So, all right.
Great tips. All right, guys. Thank you and have a good night. Thank you again, Rachel.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.